YouTube isn't just a website. It's not just a place for funny cat videos, music, or how-to tutorials. It's one of the most powerful tools ever created in human history. It touches the lives of billions, shapes culture, dictates trends, and influences everything from politics to the economy, and even the very way we think. Yet, very few people truly understand the hidden story behind YouTube, the forces that built it, the dark patterns that govern it, and what the future may hold for anyone who dares to try and harness its full potential. This is the story nobody told you. The origins of YouTube are humble, almost accidental. In early 2005, 3 former PayPal employees, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jod Karim, just wanted a simple way to share videos. At the time, sharing video online was clunky, slow, and nearly impossible for the average person. You couldn't just upload a short clip and expect the world to see it. There were no easy platforms, no streaming infrastructure, and no algorithms designed to surface content. People had to rely on email attachments, clunky servers, and obscure forums. It was frustrating and limiting. That gap presented an opportunity. These 3 men built a website that allowed users to upload, watch, and share videos with unprecedented simplicity. The very first video, uploaded by Jod Karim, was titled "Me at the Zoo." It lasted just 19 seconds. The video showed Karim standing in front of elephants at the San Diego Zoo, casually remarking about their long trunks. The video was almost meaningless, yet it became the seed of something that would grow far beyond anyone's wildest imagination. Nobody at that moment could have foreseen that in less than 20 years, this simple platform would become one of the most dominant forces in global culture. YouTube's early days were chaotic and experimental. Videos were uploaded in raw formats. The content ranged from personal vlogs to music clips, from random stunts to short films. The platform grew organically, fueled by virality and word of mouth. People realized they no longer needed television networks or record labels to reach an audience. Anyone could be a creator. The internet had given birth to a democracy in entertainment, or so it seemed. At first, YouTube made almost no money. The founders experimented with ads and partnerships, but the platform's scale was still small, and the infrastructure was incredibly expensive to maintain. Then, Google noticed. In October 2006, Google purchased YouTube for $1.65 billion. At the time, critics called it a reckless gamble. YouTube was still a small company with minimal revenue and a massive content moderation problem. Yet Google saw the true potential. They understood what nobody else did. YouTube was more than a video sharing website. It was a living, breathing archive of human attention. Every click, every watch, every like, every comment was data. And data, as we now know, can be transformed into power. Google's acquisition transformed YouTube overnight. It suddenly had the infrastructure to scale globally. Servers were upgraded, videos could stream faster, and the site became more reliable. Ads were seamlessly integrated through Google AdSense, turning content into cold, hard cash. This created the first generation of YouTubers who could make a living just by uploading videos. Ordinary people suddenly had a direct pathway to wealth and influence, and the world changed forever. YouTube's growth was meteoric. By 2008, it had over 100 million videos online. By 2010, more than 2 billion videos were being watched every single day. This growth wasn't random. Behind the scenes, Google introduced the algorithm. At first, the platform was chronological. New uploads appeared at the top, and trending was determined by raw views. This gave early creators an almost level playing field. Anyone with creativity, luck, or persistence could become a star. It was exhilarating. But beneath the surface, the first traces of control began to appear. The algorithm was designed to prioritize one thing: engagement. And engagement meant time spent on the platform. Longer watch times, repeated views, and frequent interactions became the new metrics of success. The seeds of what would later become algorithmic domination were planted. The rise of creators brought immense power. Ordinary people became micro-celebrities. Entire communities formed around channels. Fandoms were born, alliances were forged, and influence began to accumulate in the hands of a few. This was unprecedented. For the first time in history, an individual could communicate directly to millions without any intermediaries. But with great power came unintended consequences. As the platform grew, so did its vulnerabilities. Copyright battles, misinformation, harassment, and the exploitation of minors emerged as serious problems. YouTube faced immense pressure from governments, advertisers, and users alike. This tension laid the foundation for what would later become known as the Adpocalypse. The first major advertiser backlash happened around 2012. Corporations realized their ads were appearing on controversial content. Videos with extremist material, hate speech, or inappropriate themes were being monetized with their corporate dollars. Brands were outraged. YouTube responded with demonetization, stricter community guidelines, and major algorithmic adjustments. This was the first glimpse of YouTube's dual nature. It could empower creators, but it could also control them through opaque, confusing systems. Entire careers were affected overnight. Channels that had thrived for years suddenly lost all their revenue. Millions of dollars evaporated. The platform had evolved from a democratic space to a subtle yet absolute arbiter of attention, fame, and wealth. The algorithm became YouTube's greatest weapon and its darkest secret. Over time, it learned to predict what people would click, what they would watch until the end, and what would generate the most engagement. It began to nudge viewers toward content that maximized ad revenue, even if that content was misleading, sensational, or polarizing. This created a perfect storm. Viewers became increasingly addicted to content tailored to manipulate their emotions, while creators were forced to produce whatever the algorithm rewarded. Content creation was no longer just about passion. It became a psychological game dictated by an invisible hand. Millions of hours of human attention were monetized. Every click, every pause, every replay was tracked, analyzed, and turned into profit. The platform didn't just reflect culture, they began to actively shape it. Then, the rise of short-form content introduced a new era. TikTok's explosion forced YouTube to adapt. Shorts were introduced, designed to keep viewers glued to their screens, consuming one video after another in a rapid-fire succession. This was not accidental. Shorts were engineered to encourage addictive loops. Every swipe generated a small dopamine hit. Engagement metrics skyrocketed. But this shift also transformed creators' lives. Traditional long-form content began to lose its dominance. Viewers were trained to expect instant gratification. Trends became faster, shorter, and more volatile. Creators who couldn't adapt simply disappeared. Yet some thrived, capturing global audiences in ways that were once unimaginable. The reward for understanding the algorithm became immense, and the consequences for failing to understand it were brutal. Advertiser control intensified. Content moderation became a double-edged sword. Creators faced sudden strikes, demonetization, or shadow bans for breaking rules that were often opaque or inconsistently enforced. Entire channels disappeared without warning. This created a climate of fear, frustration, and dependence. Creators learned that to survive, they had to play the game to appease the very system that had become the ultimate arbiter of their success. YouTube was no longer just a platform. It was a gatekeeper, a judge, a subtle manipulator, and a global influence machine. And this was only the beginning. Today, YouTube has over 3 billion users, with more content uploaded every minute than any human could ever watch in a lifetime. It is a global archive, a cultural pulse, and a reflection of human attention. Yet the platform is also increasingly opaque. The algorithm favors some content and suppresses others, constantly changing its rules without warning. For creators, this unpredictability is a constant challenge. Every change in ad policy, every tweak in ranking signals, and every new feature alters the entire balance of attention. The same video that could go viral one day might be completely invisible the next. It's a landscape of immense opportunity and constant risk. Looking ahead, the future of YouTube is both exciting and perilous. AI will become a dominant force. We'll see generative video, automated captioning, automated moderation, and highly predictive content recommendations. Creators will have tools that would have seemed like magic a decade ago, yet those same tools will magnify inequality. Those who understand the system will dominate. Those who fail to adapt will vanish. Attention will become the most valuable currency in human history, and YouTube will remain one of the primary marketplaces for that currency. But here is the crucial insight. YouTube's power is not absolute. creators who understand human behavior, attention, and the incentives of the algorithm can still harness it. Those who chase the algorithm blindly, without strategy or vision, will be consumed. YouTube rewards pattern recognition, timing, and great storytelling. It rewards those who understand not only what people click, but why they click. Those who study the platform, anticipate its changes, and adapt will thrive in ways unimaginable to the casual creator. This is where true mastery lies, not just uploading videos, but understanding the invisible system that governs them. The history of YouTube is a story of ambition, power, and influence. It's the story of a platform that began as a simple solution to a technical problem and grew into a machine that shapes minds, society, and culture. The future of YouTube belongs to those who study it, understand it, and navigate it wisely. For every ordinary user scrolling mindlessly, there is a creator quietly learning the rules, decoding the algorithm, and preparing to claim global attention. The question is simple: will you be one of them, or will you be left behind in a digital landscape that rewards foresight, cunning, and a relentless understanding of the forces that govern it? If you enjoyed this deep dive into the story you were never told, make sure to subscribe and check out more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.